His Principles by Ray Dalio. First, mainly is about part 1 of the book, Where I'm Coming From, which is an autobiographical context. Where the principles come from? The author introduces the idea that everything we see happening in the world is just another of those, a repeating pattern driven by cause and effect relationships. He argues that by identifying these problems and creating principles, we can make better decisions. This begins with his upbringing in Long Island and his early fascination with the market. The author details how he used his earning to buy stocks, teaching him to be a smart investor. The 5-step progress algorithm. The practical sections start from here. Dalio argues to get what you want, you must follow the following steps in order. First, goal setting. Second, identifying problems. Third, diagnosis. Fourth, designing a plan. And fifth, execution. The crucial thing is don't mix them up. You cannot mix them up. You cannot start identifying problems while you are not finished with goal setting. However, to do this, our biggest blockers are the ego barrier and the blind spot barrier. Our deep-seated need to treat a problem like a physical threat is the ego barrier. And the blind spot barrier is the information invisible to our specific biological wiring. If you listen to other people's thoughts, we can easily get over the blind spot barrier. Next, the author talks about the brain, the difference between the left brain and the right brain. The left brain more science and math, analytical, and the right brain a little more creativity and synthesis. Humans have a need for both. Also, he says you need to be realist about who you are, saying that they should label them and others but not limit them to that label. He describes Shaper in this community as those who can build a machine to achieve success. Next is the hiring diagnosis matrix. For hiring, the person needs to be hired not based on likability or experience, but not skill, but look for integrity, intelligence, and initiative. Also, look for the person's innate nature and characteristics. If one is missing integrity, they will actually hurt your community. Common mistake is creating a job for someone you like. Never try to squeeze a square peg into a round hole because they will eventually fail. Next is system initiative. Like I just said, the system compounds are integrity, intelligence, and initiative. If they have both intelligence, initiative, and integrity, they will thrive. But if intelligence and initiative are there, but they don't have integrity, they will hurt your organization. Also, as I just said, a crucial rule is never create a job for someone you like. The machine's design dictates the requirement, not personal affection, because if you put personal affection first, it might affect your whole company and community. Next is organization operating system. Ray Dalio's company or something, Bridgewater, is not a democracy or a autocracy where the boss decides everything, but as an idea meritocracy, to have the best idea win no matter who or where they come from. He also has a rule in this company. You are not allowed to say anything about anyone you wouldn't say to their face. Also, every meeting is available to everyone in the company, so it forces people to be honest because evidence is always there. Yes, this is what I just said. And next, lastly, is the error documentation. Employees must permanently document their mistakes and resulting lessons. Next is algorithmic decision making. Decision making are proceed by looking into the track and specific expertise of the individual involved. The system weighs the input of proven shapers over inexperienced components, ensuring the best idea, not the loudest voice, wins. And the core concept is when a decision is made, it shouldn't be just a vote, but it should be a determination of the believability skills. Next is a diagnostic drill. avoid the vague we and they, pointing out who it was. Also, you must determine if the design was bad or the person was bad. Once you have the problem, build a bridge to the solution. Don't adjust the whole machine to one person or it'll mess up. He recommends using checklists. Next is the accountability schematic, ensuring the RD maintains the machine's baseline. This part is that every task should have a person that is responsible. If everyone is responsible, no one is. He also views individuals as small parts of a massive machine, also suggesting that a well-lived life is when you have created something that isn't your own. And then a government system and architectures. The author here argues no matter how good a leader, the machine must also have a system to prevent only one person to become the dictator. He outlines that a great organization must have checks and balances similar to a government, involving a board or directors of a management committee that can even hold the CEO accountable. Next, lastly, is view the machine as a small part of a massive machine. We are components within repeating patterns, and a well-lived life is achieved when you have a design and created something that could go on with you forever. Build a machine, step away, let it run forever.